Thank you for joining me. I'm here today to discuss my deep concern and disappointment with the acceptance of Jane Fonda's endorsement by one of my opponents. This endorsement goes against everything veterans represent. I served our country for 3 decades in places like Kuwait, Somalia, Iraq, and Afghanistan. I've seen the ramifications of war. A few weeks ago, I laid to rest my mentor and hero in Arlington National Cemetery. He served bravely in the Vietnam War. He and I spoke many times about the negative impact her visit had on the morale of U.S. troops that were supporting and defending our freedom. As a veteran, I find it reprehensible that one of my opponents would accept her endorsement. Below me is an image of Jane Fonda posing on an anti-aircraft gun that was used to shoot down American planes. Moreover, during her visit, she was given letters from POWs at the Hanoi Hilton. They expected her to bring those letters home to their loved ones, to let them know they were alive. Rather than bringing them home, she turned them over to our enemy. I find this endorsement a slap in the face of every veteran and veteran family who has sacrificed so much for our country. Let me be clear, I am not denouncing anti-war activists or our ability to protest. I fought to defend our ability to do that for 30 years. I am bringing attention to Jane Fonda's near treasonous behavior in the acceptance of her endorsement by one of my opponents. This park pays homage to those who paid the ultimate sacrifice for our nation. We need leaders in Washington, D.C. that understand that the decisions they make and the votes they take have consequences on the lives of American families. I decided to run for Congress because I'm deeply concerned about the direction of our nation and state. I'm running to bring real leadership, common sense, and much-needed relief to American families. I want to thank you for taking the time to join me in this park.
Thank you for your service. And thank you for coming out on this.
Thank you for your service.
And I think it's indicative of a person like yourself to feel the way you do about a situation like this. I hope the veterans of the state of Rhode Island feel the same way, and the veterans of Rhode Island react the way it should be, the way they should react, and come and protect our state and put a person who counts in the office that we need, somebody that's going to stand up for us and all the rest of Rhode Islanders. Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you all for being here. God bless.
Gerry, what was it about this yesterday that set you off? What was, when you saw this endorsement, talk to me a little about what went through your mind. What made you stand here today?
Well, what went through my mind? There's been some other things that have happened on the other side of the aisle, if you will, by my opponents that have gotten some press attention. I wanted to make sure this got press attention. After serving 30 years for my country in different places around the globe, it's a bond that I feel I have with the American people, and I think this disrespects that, and I think it disrespects those that have worn this uniform and served this nation.
What impact do you feel this will have, if any, on the special election to replace David Cicilline as a congressman for CD1?
Well, we'll find out what the voters decide come November, and that's what I'm focused on between now and November.
Yeah, you mentioned, several of the other, controversies happening with, from these campaigns. I know one of them, especially, as you're singling out Aaron Regunberg's campaign, is, these flyers funded by super PACs. Do you have any comments on that as well?
Say again, I can't hear the question.
Do you have any comments on, the other, big headlines, especially with Regunberg? It's, the flyers from these super PACs funded by, his father-in-law and mother.
there's that. We're doing a grassroots campaign. That's the way we're running this campaign. I would say on the other big situation that developed over the last few weeks, as a leader, I feel a leader's job is to take responsibility for everything that goes right or wrong in their campaign. There's a famous saying, the captain goes down with the ship. It's military jargon. It's the captain of the ship is responsible for everything that goes right or wrong. And you don't pass the buck.
Do you believe
Thank you for your questions.
One last question. Do you believe that Savina Matos should step aside and not run for Congress based on the behavior of the campaign?
That's for Sabina Matos to decide what she wants to do. Mm-hmm. I'm focused on the voters of CD1, and that's my intention between now and in November to get after it.
Any message to Mr.
That's all I have.
Regunberg?
But thank you so much.
I just had a question regarding